I hope that's good. What's good, people? I might have to speak up pretty loud because it's raining. It's not like raining really hard, but I'm pretty sure it's loud enough for you to notice it. I definitely wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about some stuff that, I mean, basically, listen, I'm driving and I'm talking to myself about it, so I said, why not just get on here and talk to you guys about it? I was on a Bucking Spurs podcast yesterday, and we brought up some, but yeah, so on a Bucking Spurs podcast, we talked about DeMar DeRozan quite a bit. He's truly unhappy, and what does that mean? And we also talked about like what we want to see for the rest of the season. So I just thought, why not just get on here and at least talk about it, put it out there, at least what I'm thinking about, you know, as a fan. I'll say this about DeMar DeRozan and whether or not he's happy or he's unhappy. I think that if any player on the San Antonio Spurs by the end of this season was not is happy with the situation that we're in, then they shouldn't be on the team. Now, let me know. I know it's just a couple people in here. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? If you can't, then I just need to wait to get on. Because I don't want to be on here and you guys can't even hear me. I'm just talking to myself. Because I can definitely wait. You say yes? Oh, okay. So you can't hear me. Okay, well, yeah, all I was saying was, if you're happy, okay, if you're happy with the situation that we're in right now, then you shouldn't be on the team anyway. So as far as DeMar DeRozan and the reason why he might be happy or unhappy or whatnot, I don't know. I mean, I'm never one to say why somebody feels a certain way. Now, I can, you know, when these reporters come out and they say what happened or what's going on, that's one thing. But when they start getting into the why, now you're in like undisputed first take territory where you're trying to dissect the psychology of a player, you know, and that's not necessarily fair, I don't think, to DeMar or the Spurs. Now, let's just be real here. I hope he is unhappy with all the losing that we've done. Just think about other stuff he could be unhappy about. If this was the case, because I don't know, we don't know what's going on in his head, but if it was the case, I mean, even how he got to San Antonio wasn't necessarily a happy manner. It wasn't something that was his decision. And it was something that the Spurs were kind of forced to do to get the best offer we could. So, I don't think it's necessarily a situation where he's supposed to be extremely happy to be a Spur right now. If he is, cool. If he's not, as fans, we just got to understand it. Now, I also saw where DeMar DeRozan did tweet out, which I already talked about this, where he said, who comes up with this shit? In other words, talking about everybody that's talking about him not being happy. He's like, how do you even come up with this stuff? And then I also saw a comment where he responded to someone, where someone was saying, you know, regardless of what you do in the future, DeMar, don't listen to the haters, you know, all that stuff. And then DeMar basically commented back, I'm paraphrasing, but he commented back. He said 99.8% of the stuff that the media says are lies, and it's just for entertainment. And, you know, basically just left it at that. So that tells me, at least as a fan, that DeMar DeRozan is speaking out about this stuff because it's kind of irritating him. And it's a good possibility that maybe he didn't say that stuff, or he didn't feel that way, or, you know, he's just doing his own thing and they just saying this stuff. And he's like, yo, I ain't even thought that far. One thing that DeMar has shown this season is that he do not think too far ahead. Like, he's the type of person, it seems like, that he lives life, you know, day to day. He just enjoys life as he can, and what it brings to him, you know, he go with it. Because if you remember earlier in the season, a lot of reporters kept bringing up contract extensions and saying, are you going to get a contract extension? And DeMar said, we haven't even talked about that, and the only time I ever think about it is when you guys bring it up. So it could very well just be another thing where the reporters saying something and might not necessarily be true. But I'm always I'm always an advocate for not saying why somebody feels a certain way, because the reasons that I know Jabari Young gave, where he said, you know, he doesn't fit in the offense, we're losing. I mean, that's all obvious stuff. But did DeMar DeRozan actually sit down and say, yeah, I don't like being here because we're losing and I don't fit in the offense? No. We know that with LaMarcus Aldridge, it's validated that that was his issue when he wanted to leave. It's validated. He said it, Pop said it, it's out there. But if reports would have just came out on why he felt a certain way without any type of evidence, or, you know, the player saying it or the coach saying it or anything like that, then I mean, for the most part, we should just take it with a grain of salt. Now, am I happy with DeMar DeRozan's play? Not necessarily, but at the same time, he's not necessarily the problem either. And one thing that we were talking about on a Bucket Spurs podcast, which is a really good point, is that he doesn't necessarily fit in our short-term or long-term goals. And that's the problem right now. I mean, short-term goal, obviously it's not working out, because if this season was over right now, which it looked like it might be over, we wouldn't make the playoffs. And then long-term goals, he's a veteran, and the direction that the San Antonio Spurs are going in, they're probably not going to go in a direction where it's predicated off the mid-range game. I mean, we're just not going to do that. So I don't know where he actually fits as far as our future. And I don't know where he fits right now. So it's just a tough situation. The best thing that can come out of this, guys, is we trade him. That's the best thing that can happen. Which, how DeMar DeRozan is and how the Spurs organization is, I'm pretty sure they'll have a conversation with him and say, hey man, you know, yes, you know, let me know where you want to go. What's your destinations? And we're going to try to make something happen. You know, I think that that's how it's going to go down. I don't think it's going to be one of those nasty trades. I think it's going to be a nice, clean trade where both parties are cool and they can prepare for it and it's good. But that's the only thing I can say that will be good out of this situation, because right now, as it stands, I'm thinking in a mind frame of what did we get for Kawhi? Because Kawhi was supposed to be our long-term goal, and what did we get from it? We got Jakob, who I think is a long-term goal. He fits our long-term goals. And I think we got Keldon Johnson, who most definitely fit our long-term goals. And depending on whatever happens with DeMar DeRozan, we might even get even more pieces. So I'm not tripping about it. I love DeMar. Y'all know I love DeMar. I got the DeMar fan page. But at the same time, it's a tough thing with him. And if he's and like I said, if he's happy, I wouldn't want him on the team. I mean, I'm pretty sure every player on the team is unhappy. And another thing we brought up yesterday was the fact that these are veterans, and we got a lot of veterans. And these veterans didn't join the Spurs to not make the playoffs. They didn't join an organization where it was definite that we were rebuilding. No, they joined an organization, or they're part of an organization that has history of winning, has made the playoffs every single year since the 90s. I mean, that's who they joined. So they didn't join a team thinking, okay, it's time to rebuild, time to help the young guys. No, they were thinking, I want to compete. Now, I don't know about Rudy at this point, because I know he's getting a lot into his fashion stuff right now. But that's the situation that they're in right now. So I don't think anybody's happy. And DeMar probably shouldn't be happy. Is it anybody's fault? Yeah, maybe everybody got a piece of the pie. I mean, we just got Tim Duncan, so that's a brand new head coach. Not head coach, but assistant coach. So he has to adjust. Popovich has not made the best decisions. It seems like he's been making a lot more decisions. They haven't been the best. The rotations haven't been the best. LA has not been super great. DeMar has been pretty doggone good, but you got to finish games. We haven't been finishing a lot of games. We made a bad choice starting DeJounte Murray over Derek White to begin the season. I thought that was silly. So it's been a lot of stuff over and over. And it seems like starting Bryn Forbes is one thing, but it seems like what we've been doing is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Yeah, I don't know, but what I do know is right now, nobody on this organization should be happy. and I doubt any of them are happy. And if they are, they need to be off the team. They're part of the problem. So that's my thoughts on that. Now, I do have some more thoughts when it's regarding what the NBA should do for the rest of the season. Right now, guys, with everybody coming out being positive for the coronavirus. Oh, really? We're getting our coronavirus test today? I hope no one has it, but with everybody getting tested for that virus and how that's going around and a lot of positive tests coming out, I don't expect the NBA to be back. They've already said 2 Lakers players got it, and I swear, y'all, if it's LeBron, which I don't think it is, did they ever say who it was from the Lakers? I don't know if they ever did say. I don't know if they released that, but I guarantee you, if it's one of their stars, it's over. It's done. I mean, that's the face of the NBA. Yeah, somebody said Spurs getting tested today. I didn't know about that. But okay, no way it's LeBron. He was on live. I saw him on live with his family. That don't mean anything though. But yeah, I saw he was on live with his family. But like I said, it's too many positive tests now. I had a little hope. I was thinking maybe they'll come back and do a little something where it's playoffs or whatever. But no, probably not. Another thing we talked about in Bucking Spurs podcast, I'm gonna keep shouting them out too because that was a good podcast. Y'all need to check that out. But one thing that we talked about was what we should do at the end of the season, and he basically said that he felt as if we should just do the top West team and the top East team and let them go head to head. Me personally, I don't know how I feel about it if they did something like that. It's still 20 games left in the season. Maybe a few teams got a few more games than 20. So that's a lot of games. In the West, where it's that close, that is a lot of games. Now, in the long run, would it have made a difference? Maybe not. Is Memphis going to go to the finals? Probably not. Spurs? Probably not. Blazers? Probably not. But at the same time, you still got to play. What's the point of the playoffs if you can't play? And I think it would be very unfair if they did do something where they just skip to the finals or they just started the playoffs straight up. I mean, I know you can't control global events, but I just feel like if you're going to suspend the season like this, and now everybody's coming out positive and stuff, and then before you even suspended the season, you were talking about playing with no fans. What's the point? What's the point? I mean, yeah, us as viewers, we want to see more basketball, but let's just say it does hold off. Let's say they say, let's just cancel the season, let all the players get healthy. Maybe even, I don't know if you'll start the season back up. But hey, it's a shame, but it just is what it is. Now, I know I'm coming from a biased place because I'm a Spurs fan. We're not in the playoffs right now. And maybe my mindset would be different if we were first, second seed or something like that. So maybe I am being biased when it comes to that. And on top of it, I'm not the biggest fan of Kawhi or LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hate LeBron or nothing, but I'm not a big fan of Kawhi by any means, obviously, by obvious reasons. So maybe it's like I don't care to see it. But at the same time, on a different level, like health level, as far as what's going on with people, what's the point, man? I mean, it would just be a bad situation at this point. I mean, we're not going to play any fans. Players probably going to be a little nervous. Let's say that some of these players that have been tested positive and it's gone, players going to be uncomfortable being in the locker room with them. It's just going to be a bad situation overall. And even with the Utah Jazz, I guess they wouldn't really come back with it. I don't know if they're in the playoff picture. Are Utah Jazz in the playoff picture? Can somebody tell me if the Utah Jazz in the playoff picture? Because I don't want to say this and then, they're not even in the playoff picture. Can y'all tell me really fast? Just really quick. By the way, like this video if you could, because It helps other people other people see it. But can you guys tell me, is Utah Jazz in the playoffs technically? Yes, they are. Grammy say they are. Okay. Okay. Well. The Utah Jazz. Okay, they're either fourth or fifth. Okay. See, with them, you think about the Utah Jazz, right? You got Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell who has it. I don't know if they still have it, but they had it. They have a really bad relationship right now. It would just be a lot of ugly basketball, in my opinion, at this point. It'll be a lot of bad basketball. I don't know if they'll play well together right now. It's still kind of a fresh wound. I don't know. And Rudy Gobert needs that time for people to forget about what he did. He needs some time for people to not be irritated at him, because a lot of people are mad at him right now, which is not totally his fault, but the way that he acted was awful. It was awful. But yeah, so he needs some time. So it's just all around, man, it's just a bad situation. I think the best thing the NBA could do right now, like they're doing right now, giving out free games, technically, I guess. I mean, they're old games, who cares? I know a lot of people have been wanting me to get on them. I might do a little something. Recently, Flick told me that they'll be down for me to do a live chat during one of those games where we go and watch it on YouTube while we live chat on the chat or on the app. That would be cool. But for the most part, I don't really care about those games, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Those games are over. But you know, this is the best thing you can do right now. Just play it out. See what happens. I mean, not play it out. Just play the old games. See what happens with the corona. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, I know it sucks not having sports because it usually helps us forget about what's going on in the world and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you guys, man. Right now it's bad. Like, it's really bad for people that have jobs or were looking for jobs at the time. It's really bad. Even for me, I was supposed to start a new job in this next coming month, but the place right now is closed down, so I can't even work there. Like, they personally told me, yo, it gotta be closed down. So a lot of people, it's a situation, and you know, it's not going to necessarily get any better. And when it comes to these sports right now, I would much rather see it, because I want sports to help me not see, not see, but you know, just distract me from some of the awful stuff that happens in the world. But if sports came back right now, it will be in your face, the stuff that's going on in the world, and it would make you even worried about your favorite players. So I don't think there's a point to it. I don't think it's a good time to do this, and it sucks for the athletes, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I don't want to see players play without a crowd. That's just going to keep telling me, yo, this is dangerous, and I don't want to see the players out there just playing and having to feed off each other, and it just makes it overall. It's just gonna make me uncomfortable. That's just me personally. And on top of it, the Spurs aren't in the playoffs, so hey, whatever. Let me see. Is the draft still gonna happen? They would have to do it. They would have to do it. Like they were saying, which I think will be great. And I've been an advocate for this for a long time. This ain't the first time I've said we should do this, or the NBA should do this. But they want to start basketball on Christmas, or they're at least thinking about it, starting on Christmas, and then let it play all the way out, you know, until the next season. So you push it a couple months ahead, so we don't have that dead space that we usually have before football season. So we would have basketball straight into football. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That's basically basketball year round, or football year round. Well, not football year round, but basketball or football year round. I would love it. That would be so much better. So much better. I never thought it was a big deal to start in October, or early October, or late September anyway. I mean, I think it would be really cool. But yeah, you guys talking about as far as the draft, more than likely what they'll do is like somebody said in the chat, they'll probably have to skip some stuff, maybe skip the combine. I don't know. If they do a draft, if this stuff is still going on, it probably won't be anybody there, which isn't a big deal. Now, I don't think that's a big deal at all because you can easily put cameras in people's homes and stuff like that, and just announce it on stage or announce it wherever you want it, and say, hey, this person, and this person, we can take them in the first round or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of do that anyway. I don't think you necessarily need a crowd. The crowd at the drafts always irritate me anyway. All the booing and stuff, it just kind of bothers me sometimes. So I think it'll be cool. I think it'd be real cool. So I'm thinking that that's probably how they'll do that. I'm assuming they'll still have a preseason. One thing I am curious about, I'm not worried about the draft because I feel like the draft can go the same time that it always has, just do it a little differently. The cameras, tell the players to set up a camera in their house or something like that. Like that's easy, that's simple, right? So you don't need a crowd for that. Now, what I will say as far as the draft is, not the draft, what was I about to say? One thing that I was curious about, this is what I was going to get stupid. I don't know, that's just me. I just think it's dumb where players go on stage. I'm not the craziest. What happened? Did my stuff mess? I don't know what just happened. I have less people in here. Some people had to drop out, I guess. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, the award ceremony. So I'm curious of how they would do it though. Like, who would get MVP? I guess it would be Giannis. I know a lot of people are advocate for LeBron. Man, give it to Giannis. Give it to Giannis. Let him get another one. Or I don't know who else you can give it to though, other than him or LeBron, to be honest with you. And I guess I don't think it's that big a deal give it to Harden. Nah, screw Harden. I don't think it's that big of a deal to give it out to players in this situation. And I'll say why, because I know it might sound weird where I say like the season, you still got 20-some games left. I think that's a big deal as far as the playoff seeding. But I think at this point, I don't think most seasons, around you get to 60-some mark, not many players can turn it around to actually become MVP. You've already had like 60 games, so your stats are kind of solidified. Like, it would take a significant jump on either way for you to start not scoring or scoring a whole bunch of points for you to even be considered, in the MVP race. As far as should a player still get the award with 20 games left, yeah. And we've also had seasons where the season been cut short 60-some games. I believe our 2013 season, was it 2013 season where we went to the finals? I think that was 60 games. That wasn't a long season at all. That was an awesome season. I think they should cut it to 60 games anyway. But yeah, but 60 games. I'm just saying that, like, with 60 games, everything is already implemented. Everything's already set in stone at that point. You're not going to change. You shouldn't change your mind as far as who's MVP in 20 more games. Probably not. And that goes with Rookie of the Year too. It's obviously, to me, Ja Morant. Like, I don't even think it should be a debate. I know some people want to debate Zion. I know Skip Bayless came out trying to say it should be Zion or something. That was stupid. No, it's Ja. All right. Ja played tremendous. He turned their whole season around. He got them in the playoffs, technically. Yeah, it's Ja. Like, easy. And I'm not saying that just because Zion was injured. I think when I've seen both of them play, I think Zion brings more to, I think Ja Morant brings more to his team right now than Zion does. I think Zion is extremely athletic and strong, and he's a bully, but what Ja Morant has done, there's games where I say, wow, like, he's finding the court like crazy. He finds people on the court, and he has such a natural instinct. That's why I was telling you guys when we were talking like a year ago, a couple years ago. I think it was a year ago. I've only had this channel for a year. But like a year ago when we were talking about DeJounte Murray, and I was saying I don't know if he has that natural ability to find people on the court like that. It's certain he's a different type of point guard, and there's certain point guards that are just by nature facilitators, and John Morant's one of those guys. His basketball IQ is extremely high, and by nature he just knows how to find the guy on the court. He knows what type of pass to make, and he is totally, without him, I don't know where Memphis would be right now. They definitely would be 8th seed. They would be way below. The whole team plays tough, but he brings something special to that team. If you were to rank current point guards defensively, what would be your top 5? What's up, Isaac? Dang, man, I hate when y'all give me top 5s. That's so many players. Wait, top 5 defensive point guards. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna think about it. Top 5 defensive point guards. All right, number 1. Well, I'll go 5. No, let's go 1. Number 1, Patrick Beverly. I'm gonna go with Patrick Beverly for number 1. Okay. Number 2. Guys, went out again. All right, so I don't know if you heard me. Instead of who? Okay. Okay, you guys talking about. Okay. Yeah, I would say number 1, Pat Bev. All right, Patrick Beverly, easy for me. Number 1, Pat Beverly. Number 2. Ooh. I'm just trying to think who's a really good defender. Lonzo Ball is pretty nasty when he want to be. I'm gonna go with Lonzo. At 2. Oh, you gonna count Ben Simmons? You gonna count Ben Simmons? I ain't counting Ben Simmons. Yeah, I'm not counting Ben Simmons. But I'm gonna go with Pat Bev. Then I'm gonna go with Lonzo. Then I'm gonna go with believe it or not, Chris Paul is a really good defender. I kind of want to go with Chris Paul, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with DeJounte 3. Then maybe Derek White. I'm okay with Derek White being right. DeJounte. They might be interchangeably for me. And then maybe 5. Damn. Who would I put 5, guys? As far as point guards, defensive point guards. That's tough, dog. I don't know. You said Derek White is in top 5. I respect that. I ain't mad at that. You said Chris Dunn. Maybe Chris Dunn then. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind Chris Dunn. I honestly, in my heart, want to say John Wall, but he fell off, and I don't even know. He's not even playing, right? And then he just fell off. He ended up gaining so much weight. He just stopped caring about basketball. So, but it would have been John Wall. That was a good discussion, though. That was a good question. That was a real good discussion. If you got any more, lay them on me. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. I got a long drive back. I don't know if y'all want to be on here for this long, but yeah, your boy got a long drive back. But that was a good discussion though. I think that's a good top. I think that's a pretty good top 5 I got. I personally would put Derek White in top 5, but I know no one else outside of San Antonio would do that. But me personally, I've seen enough of them where I'm like, that dude can defend. Now you'll score him a little bit, but he's sneaky on you. He'll get some blocks on you, and a lot of his blocks this season have been called fouls. It's been really weird this season. A lot of his blocks been called fouls. I think they should be able to overturn that if they call a foul, and I don't think it should take a challenge. My top 5: Simmons. I'm not counting Lonzo. I mean, not Lonzo. I'm not counting Simmons. I'm not counting Ben Simmons, dog. I refuse. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, until you guys come up with a new topic for us to discuss, I want to say this. LeBron ain't no guard. Crammy, LeBron ain't no guard. He is not a guard. Just because you run point guard, you're not a guard. That is not his natural position. That man is not a guard. Come on. He is not a guard. Clay. No, we're talking point guards, but I mean, that's fine. You're talking about just guards in general. Give me a second. Well, actually, why is it getting warm? Hold on. Can you still hear me? I just turned the AC on. Is it too loud? It said that my phone was getting hot. I don't even know why. Let me know if that's too loud. Is it okay or is it too loud? Spurs awards. I'll give Spurs awards, but let me know if you can hear me though. Alright, I can do that. I like that. But yeah, can you guys hear me? We can hear. Okay, dope. I just didn't want the it said my phone was getting hot and I don't want it to turn off. So okay, shoot. Let's start with most improved player on the Spurs. Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker's most improved. I don't even know if many people would debate that, but I would say Lonnie Walker's most improved. Sixth man, Patty. I mean, that's our only one. MVP Lonnie. Oh, you said MIP. Yeah. So you said sixth man. Who was the other one? Defensive player. DeJounte, I guess. DeJounte. I mean, I would maybe White, but DeJounte be getting those steals. He get a lot of steals. Derek White don't get a whole bunch of steals. Derek White is more of like a block and great contest type person. So I'll give DeJounte because I'm sure the stats back up DeJounte as well. Let's see. Rookie of the year, Keldon Johnson. I mean, damn, like for him to get minutes, I mean, I know it's late in the season, but for him to get any minutes and for it to start to look like the Spurs are going to start playing them more consistently down the stretch in those last 20 games, rookie of the year, easy, because it's very hard to get Pop to play you. So for Pop to say, hey, we're going to start playing you more, and for Coach Duncan to start playing him more, yeah, dog, he rookie of the year, easy. You know, I think if he would have played all season, maybe he would have been defensive player of the year over DeJounte, because I think he's a better defender than DeJounte. I think he has the capability of being, anyway. Okay, so I think Lonnie Walker's a good defender too. Okay, but that's besides the point. All right, so we got him for rookie of the year, and MVP, DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan. It's DeMar. He played great this season. I mean, well, not great. He played very good. Because Could he have played better? Probably, but he played very good. So, him. Yep, DeMar DeRozan. So those are my guys. Did I say that with Lonnie? Rookie of the year? I said defensive player of the year. Did I say rookie of the year? I didn't mean to say that. I meant defensive player of the year. That he could have. He's pretty good. Lonnie's pretty good. Lonnie's pretty good on defense. I know some people. I think naturally he don't want to play defense, but I think Pop pushed the defense out of him. Like, I think naturally Lonnie is like all offense type person. Like, for instance, if Lonnie was on the Houston Rockets, he wouldn't be playing defense. He wouldn't be playing defense. What is your, I don't know what you just said. What's my rookie of the year? On the Spurs, rookie of the year would be Keldon. Overall, in the whole NBA, Ja Morant. I mean, but think about it, man. Keldon Johnson's the only rookie that's really played, though. But I just think it shows a lot that he was even able to get minutes at all. And then Luka, I mean, he couldn't even get on the court, even with all the bigs were injured. When all the bigs were injured, so I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm totally with it, man. I'm totally with that. I think I'm confident in my awards, my Spurs awards. I think I'm pretty confident in it. Keldon is the best defender on the team. Yeah, I just wouldn't give him Defensive Player of the Year because he hasn't been able to play. But I totally agree with you, man. I think he's going to overall be a better defender than DeJounte. Maybe he is a better defender than DeJounte right now. Maybe he is. You think Pop going to retire? I think I could see it. I could see it either way, because I'll tell you one thing. I could see Pop seeing this season as, hey, we weren't able to get it done, get it finished. And maybe I can see it as Pop saying, Duncan still need another year under me, so I can get him ready. So I just don't throw him out there, because you keep in mind, guys, I know Coach Duncan won that one game, but he didn't make any of the calls. No, none of the play calls were him. So he's still learning. You know what I'm saying? He was just a straight up, facilitator of the team. He was just the answer guy. He was just the guy they came to for some answers. But he didn't write anything up or anything like that. So maybe Duncan does need one more year under Pop before he's ready. So maybe Pop's seeing it that way. Or Pop could be seeing it as Becky and Duncan can handle it. And, this last season proving that maybe I should go ahead and retire. Maybe it's time for Duncan to go ahead and let go. So, but regardless, whatever Pop does, I personally think Pop is the type of dude that's just going to weigh out his contract. I don't see him bailing really on a contract. Basically, the Spurs are like, look, Pop can do whatever the hell he wants because he's Popovich. I don't want to either push him away or say, Pop, you have to stay. Like, I am totally happy and blessed to have been a fan of this team and had this man as our coach for this long. Like, I'm cool. Like, yes, I know eventually you got to make a change, but I'm cool. I'm not one that's going to bash Pop at all, no matter what he does. If he want to stay, if Pop stays and we lose the rest of our games as Pop is here, I don't care. The man deserved to lose some games after all those years of success. So, whatever. But as far as do I think he's going to go, I personally think if I had to put money on it, I would think that Pop would want to weigh out his contract. I mean, he just seems like a man to me that would just want to finish his contract, finish what he started. His whole career, he has finished what he started. So if he started this contract, I see Pop finishing it. I see Pop putting these guys in some good situations, moving forward, and then dropping out. And if he did do that, that would be perfect for us, because I think we'll build off for next year. We'll have more pieces next year. I think, and then not Pop, but Duncan would have 2 more years, right? Like 2 more years under Pop. Nasty, dog. We would be good. Like, Duncan would be completely ready. to do whatever he has to do. So I'll be with it, man. I'll be with it. And Pop does a lot for this franchise other than just, I know what we see on the court is like, okay, rotations. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Pop these rotations. But off the court, he's getting the guys to have movie nights, you know, like high school. Like, let's watch this movie and let's talk about life and what this means. And don't be afraid to say how you feel, whether it be about, you know, mental health, whether it be about you know, your finances, politics, anything. If you feel like there's some type of wrong in the world, don't be afraid to exercise your right to speak up. And Pop is that type of guy, and I think that what he brings to this team is more than just the rotations that we get on a nightly basis, or the players that's being played. What he brings is way more than that. I mean, the sense of family with the Spurs, making them go out to eat, you know, having these conversations with them. It makes it deeper. It makes it more than just basketball. And then as fans, we get a better result. You like that question? What's up? Who are your top 5 Spurs players besides Timmy and David Robinson? Okay. Y'all suck, man. You suck. Okay. One, Manu, easy. That's my favorite player of all time, so that's not even like a debate. 2, Tony, obviously. 3, Derek White. 4, I gotta think back of all these teams. Maybe, I mean, if we're saying, are you saying who's my favorite? Or I think you're saying who's my favorite. No, you're saying who's my top 5. If you're saying who's my top 5, then I have to change it. I was giving my favorite. I'll finish my favorite. 4. Damn. I gotta think through. I love Gary Neal. Okay, so Gary Neal's probably my 4. I mean, I love Gary Neal when he played. And then 5, maybe Patty. Probably Patty Mills. So those are the people that's my favorite. Now, you saying top 5? Now, top 5, if we're being honest, it would be 1 Gervin, 2 Tony. No, 1 Gervin, 2 Manu, 3 Tony, 4 probably Kawhi. It'll probably be Kawhi. And then 5, shoot, so I can't use Timmy or David. Well, they would have been ahead anyway. Damn, that's a good one, dude. 5. Yeah, I don't want to put Kawhi, but if you're talking top 5, I mean, just gotta be real. I mean, he's probably one of the best that we've had. Maybe Sean Elliott. Would you guys agree with that? Maybe Sean Elliott. Yeah, maybe Sean Elliott. Probably Sean Elliott. Bowen? Probably not Bowen. Because I would put Sean Elliott ahead of Bowen. But then again, I got to go back and watch those old games. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen that team, the Sean Elliott squad. I still remember Bowen pretty fondly. I don't know about Sean Elliott. I mean, it's been a while, but I would probably put Sean Elliott ahead of Bowen. Like I said, I was a kid around those times, man. So it wasn't like I was just totally hooked into basketball like I am as I'm older. Said Mike, what do you say, Mike Mitchell? Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, Crammy. I'll be honest, man. You know, I know I sit here and say screw Kawhi all the time, and I really do mean that to the bottom of my heart, screw Kawhi. But that game 4, I was at that game. Because it was in Memphis. I was at that game. And I'll tell you a story. That game was so special. Even though we lost, like you said, but that game was so special because it was straight up like Michael Jordan vibes. Like it was Kobe vibes where he just kept hitting big shots. It's like they couldn't stop it. And I remember we went into overtime and the whole stadium, I know you can't hear it from TV because I rewatched the game, but the whole stadium, when he was missing, or when he got the ball, the whole stadium gasped. Like they said, oh, like as soon as he got the ball, and there was people around me like, oh come on, don't even let him get the ball. And then when it was the break before not halftime, but overtime, I went to the bathroom. Super long line, obviously, because everybody had to go to the bathroom. But super long line, and the people, the guys in there, they were like, man, I can't stand that mother effer. That's one bad mother effer. Like they were going off, and they were talking about how he reminded them of Jordan, and it was a special game, man. It was a special game, and I do hate that we lost it, but yeah, that team was kind of frustrating because we had so much talent. But it seemed like it was Kawhi, like the vocal point. Like he's the only one that was kind of doing everything. It was kind of frustrating. We couldn't even stop Conley. Mike Conley was hot. Conley and Gasol was a bad duo, man. Those two guys were pretty good. I hate that they couldn't have won a championship. Now, I don't want them to win a championship in our expense, but it would have been nice if we were dropped out of the playoffs and they would have won this championship. Because those two guys are really... They were really special. I mean, I know Gasol got one now, but Conley and Gasol was nasty. What's it? Y'all talking about favorite? What y'all talking about? Who do you think has a higher potential, Lonnie or Keldon Johnson? Y'all coming out with some good questions. Who do I think have a better ceiling? I think Lonnie. I think Lonnie has a bigger ceiling. I think Lonnie. Hey, don't be rude. He said, "Okay, but I'm asking Clan. Let everybody answer the question." Lonnie Walker. I'm gonna go with Lonnie, and the only reason why I say that is because, like, when it comes to Keldon Johnson, I think that I feel like I can see Keldon Johnson's ceiling already. You know what I mean? Like, I see what Keldon Johnson is right now. Very solid defender. Solid on offense. Cool. I think that Keldon Johnson, just if I'm saying it right now, I could be completely wrong. But right now, I feel like Keldon Johnson's potential is becoming a player in our system that's not a superstar, maybe not even a star, but in Spurs players' or Spurs fans' eyes, he's a star. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be very solid, and that's where I see him as. I see him as a solid player. That's it. But that's a good thing. That's a great thing because you need that type of player. But I don't see him as like somebody that's going to take over games. You know, I right now, I don't think he has the dribbling ability to even get to a point. I mean, maybe he can get to a point, but get to a point where he's create a lot of space. It seems like he uses his body so often, and he rarely gets punished, you know, for not having a lot of space, if that makes sense. Like he doesn't get in a lot of trouble shooting on people or getting in the paint and shooting right in your face. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're going to become a star or a superstar, you're going to have to learn how to create some space. You just are, because some people you're just not going to be able to go straight into. You know, right now Zion is in that space where he can just go straight through people. But at some point, he ain't going to be able to keep doing that. And I think that's the same thing with Keldon. But Keldon Johnson, look, he's a great or very good spot-up shooter. He's tough. He plays great defense. He can get up in you. Now, that's where I see his ceiling. Solid. So I see him being a solid player that's going to be in the league a very long time. That's it. Now with Lonnie Walker, I see superstar potential. Okay, the way that he can take over a game at any second, the way that every single time that I've seen him and the game is on the line, he made something happen. Whether we won or lost, he made something happen. He can create space. He's a very good defender. He just needs a fire put up under him on defense sometimes, but he's a very good defender. He can take over games. His athleticism is unmatched by anybody else on the team. He can dunk on you. Overall, he has every, and he's clutch. Overall, he has every single game become superstar. So, if anybody becomes superstar, I mean, if I had to compare him and Keldon, I think the potential for Lonnie is higher than Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson is just a solid player to me. Lonnie Walker is superstar potential. And another thing with Lonnie too, I want to add, similar to Manu, which I'm not calling him Manu. You know, we'll never see another Manu. But similar to Manu, every time I watch Manu play extensive minutes, there's something I've never seen before. There's always some awe factor. Just like when people used to watch Jordan, people would say, "Dang, it's always something new with him." And when it comes to Lonnie Walker, every single time I see Lonnie Walker play, it's something new. It's not just athleticism. It's not just a dunk. It's not just it's always something like a pass, like a beautiful pass or something like that. That's another thing. He's a great facilitator. By far, Lonnie Walker got the most potential to me. All right. Let me see. All right. You said, which is the best Kawhi? 2015-16, 2016-17, or Raptors Kawhi? Oh, a question. 20. Did he play it? Yeah. Did he? No, he didn't play it. Yeah, he did. 2016, 2017, you said? Probably that Kawhi. That's the Kawhi we went to the finals with, right? Is that the Kawhi we went to the finals with? I'm trying to remember 2015-16. How far did we go? Okay, I could go back. I could backtrack. Last season was 2018-19. Lost to the Nuggets. Before that, Warriors. Didn't have Kawhi. Lost 2017-18? Okay. Was the conference finals team. No. It's 2016-17 then. But is it? Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2016-17. Because everything was on his back. Okay, that was 9-game Kawhi, yeah. Because everything was on his back. 2016-17, everything. 2015-16, we still had Duncan, right? So I'm not gonna give him that one. But after that, because that was the year 2016-2017 is the year that we gave him the keys to the car. That's when we said, yo, go ahead, do your thing. 15-16, we lost to the Clippers first round? Are you sure? No, we lost in the second round. We lost in the first round? Yeah. We lost in Thunder second round. Yeah. We didn't lose to the Clippers first. That Clippers loss, I think that was the year before that. That was 14-15. Was that first round? I guess that was first round, wasn't it? It was game 7? Yeah, okay, yeah. King Kennedy said that was the year before. Yeah. But yeah, that's the Kawhi I would go with. Without Duncan, conference finals. I mean, he was hot. I mean, he was killing that year. Raptors Kawhi, I mean, he was very good, but he still sat out a lot that season. And not to mention in the finals, I personally don't think Kawhi was the best player on their team in the finals. I mean, maybe statistic-wise, but it was one of those eye tests. And I tell you, a lot of other players stepped up at bigger moments than Kawhi. Like, I remember it was one moment where Kawhi could have just finished it, and it looked like he was just going to go ahead and finish it, and he just couldn't do it. But then you go into, you know, the later games, and you had Van Fleet finishing, you had a lot of players finishing, Kyle Lowry. But the thing is, too, with that team, or with that year, I don't want to play hindsight with that and just say, well, they won, and he won a championship with that team. Yeah, he did, and no one can take that away from them. But the Warriors were not the Warriors. Now, I'm not saying that they had to have Kevin Durant. Screw that. I mean, I'm not a big advocate for that. But if they at least had Clay looked like he was about to go ahead and set it off. He looked like he was about to extend that series. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows if Clay would have stepped up in those last games and he didn't get injured? Who knows what would have happened? But yeah, the whole Kevin Durant, I don't necessarily think they needed Kevin, but I think it was fair without Kevin, to be honest. But they went against a depleted Warriors team, and you know, it just is what it is. I don't want to sit here and just dwell on that, but the team was jacked up. Were you watching that game 6 Thunder in what, 2014 was it? Hey guys, I'm gonna get off for 1 second and then I'm gonna get back on. I gotta take a phone call. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna end this stream and then jump back on.